This has been a while since I've had this out. I'm at my buddy's house. I kind of restored this way back, I don't know, a couple of years ago. He never really rides it, and I need to ride it because a bike like this doesn't need to sit. So, what the heck? It's a beautiful day, November 15th, 16th, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's going to be 75 degrees today, so this needs to be ridden. So that's my video for today. 1979 Honda Super Sport CB750F. Yeah, that is a mouthful. Now, this bike is 85% original wiring, original lighting, original brake cylinders, wheel cylinders, master cylinder, rear master cylinder, all original. I rebuilt. Fenders, obviously the tires are gone, but this thing is like 85, I would maybe say 90%. Maybe you guys can decide. There's a couple of different things on it. The headers, factory headers, are on it, but the slip-ons, which are really not slip-ons because these things come, it's really weird how they exhaust, and they come out a lot farther. They come out to about here. In retrospect, that maybe I should have got the longer ones, but I went with the shorter ones. I was able to modify this exhaust a little bit. The front header is factory. The back, the mufflers were totally rotted out right underneath the shield here. Totally rotted out. I couldn't save them. So I bought these aftermarket Chinese things. Retrospect, maybe I should have got the longer ones because they would have looked apart more. But original struts, original forks, original shocks in the back, the chain, it has 11,000, let's see if we can, has 11,000 miles. This is a one-owner, family-owned bike. It's my buddy's dad's. He passed away in 1981, I think it was, not 81. Yeah, it could have been 81. I think that, or 91. I'm sorry, but it hasn't been ridden in over 30 years. The sticker was on here. I should have left it. The inspection sticker was on here. I should have left it on here, but it hasn't been ridden. It's in a long time, over 30 years. And it was I'll show you a quick. I'll give you a link to the video of me restoring it. But it was a mess. It just sat in a barn, and I was surprised that the electricals was all good. All the electricals were good. The tank was the major problem. It had so much gunk. Carburetors, yeah, they were shot, but I had to cut the bottom of the tank off just to get all the gunk and grime and everything out of it, and then had my buddy really weld it back up again because you can't find them repop. This is original paint, and as you can see, it doesn't have the airbox. They're absolutely a pain in the ass to put back. So I put the pods on, had the carburetors tuned for it. That was probably the most expensive to send them out because it was just beyond my technical abilities to fix them carburetors. And yeah, so this is not stock. Brake lines, all stainless now. They're not stock. They're all braided brake lines. That's not stock. So those three things are not stock. And I added this piece because he requested this. I had this thing laying around. It's a Kawasaki backrest, but I made it work, fit on there. He wanted a little box in the back so he can put stuff in it. Not that he rides it, but I would have kept it with. I would have took all that off. I wouldn't. I like the look, just nothing on the back because it's just a beautiful looking bike. But it's his bike, and it was his dad's, and it's going to stay in the family. He's never going to sell this thing. But yeah, so I would say 85% stock. It runs great. It's just a cool bike. Such a cool bike. Yeah. It's just, it sounds good. Let me just start it up, guys, and then we're going to go for a ride in a bit and talk more about the bike. But everything's original. I didn't even have to change the lights, the light bulbs. The light bulbs are still all working. It's amazing that it's such great shape. It's a nice rider. Yeah, it's got power. It'll do. It's 75 on the highway. It's not a problem. This thing just scoots. As far as accelerating, it's not going to accelerate like newer bikes, but it's extremely comfortable, and it's a long, big bike. I guarantee this bike weighs 550 pounds or 520 pounds easily. It's a heavy bike. But let's start this thing up. And it started right up. I had it sitting for a while. It hasn't been ridden probably in 7-8 months. And let's see if it starts right up. It's not in gear. How about that, guys? It just starts right up. Let's see if I can give a little bit of a... Sounds really nice. Sounds so nice. And let me just get kind of get the camera in my right. And it's got, I'll just shut this off real quick so you guys can hear me. Here's your choke. That's the reset for the miles. I love the gauges. Neutral, high beam, oil, on and off, start. Obviously the key. All this stuff was in great shape. I just had to clean it. There was tons of surface rust all over the mirrors, all over the chrome. And guys, you won't believe what I did to clean up the chrome. You'll never believe what I did. You got some pitting still here, but it's beautiful the way it is. All I used was aluminum foil. Crunched it up in a little ball, rubbed it on here, and all the surface rust came off. I did that to the exhaust pipes. They were all rusted. Cleaned up and polished the best I could to the covers and stuff like this here. They could probably be polished out more, but you know. And then for the air box, I put a breather here and a breather on the other side. And yeah, but all the fiberglass, everything was in great shape. Amazing. The whole bike was just in amazing shape for sitting, and I was able to bring it back, and just a labor of love. And I'd ride this all the time if he would let me, but you know, it's in his garage, and I don't want to pull it out a lot. So I texted him. I said, man, I want to take this thing out for a ride today. So if we're going to go for a ride, we'll hop on the bike and we can talk more about the Honda. And I think I've talked about what kind of bike it was back in the day, but I think it was just a sport touring bike back in the day. And, you know, for me, it's just a right size. It's big. It's got a long wheelbase, and it's a super cool bike. So, yeah, let's hop on it and we'll go for a ride and we'll talk more. All right, guys. We're going to leave my buddy's house. Going to take it for a test ride. Take it for a test ride. We're going to take it for a ride. I guess you can call it a test ride. Yeah, this thing just starts right up. Unbelievable. 1979, so it's 26 years, 46 years old. A 46-year-old bike. Can you ride this thing every day? A 46-year-old bike? I guess a lot of you guys probably will. As you can see, I just want to check the speedometer. I got my phone, it's magnetic, so hopefully it'll stay on here. And as you can see, the speedometer, I want to see how much the speedometer is off on this deal. So let's go. Yeah, it shifts nice and smooth. You don't even need the clutch. Got to choke out a little bit because it's just not chilly, but it just. So I'm doing about 44, about 4 mile an hour off. See how it does when we go a little faster. Oh, I'm in fifth gear. All right, let's get it up to 55. Wow, it's way off. No, I'm sorry, that's 50. 50 mile an hour. Yeah, the more you go, the more it's off. Let's get up to 60. All right, it's about 60, about 10% off, it seems like. Yeah, it could be a lot of things. About 10% off. So we're doing 60 speedometer, about 53, 54. No, that's all right. Hopefully that'll stay on there. Anyway, let's turn down this street. Talk more about could you ride this thing every day? If it was my only bike, obviously. It's comfortable. It's very comfortable. As far as foot positions are concerned, I would say your knees are a little bit higher. They're not far back, but they are up here. If you're a big guy, they might be a little bit too high. The pegs might be too high up for you. But the seat is very cushy. The seat, how it would be on like a 5-hour ride or whatever, just a 100-mile run, I don't know. But the seat's very cushy, very comfortable. The bars are an absolutely perfect position for cruising. It seems to handle real nice. I mean, this is like a big sweeper. I'm only going through about 40, but it handles real nice. The brakes, you want to say, I guess that's they call them wooden. It slows it down, but you got to use both at the same time, and then it'll slow it down at a nice, even though what gear I'm in. I guess I was in first. So we're cruising about 54, say 54, 55, just over 60 miles an hour. Speedometer, the TAC is about 4,200.
the exhaust is a little loud for a bike like this, but I mean, for the time you're going to ride it, it's not a big deal. I'm sure this is not a bike that you're going to go for miles, but I think you could. I don't think it'd be a problem. Like I said, it's very comfortable. Yeah, the wind is normal. I mean, this blocks a little bit out of here, but you know, this is just kind of a cruising bike like my Indian. But it needs to be ridden. I don't know if this is working. I got to work on that. It was working, but it doesn't seem to want to reset. I'm going to have to take that apart. I know it was working, but this thing only got 11,000 miles. No, almost 12,000 miles. 11,874. But accelerates even with the pods. Now people don't like use pods because you never get the jetting right. You definitely have to richen it, but I'm in top gear and no hesitation, nice and smooth. And for these back roads, I'm only doing like 55 miles an hour. It's just absolutely super. It's so comfortable. Like I said, it's a little bit loud for this type of bike. You know, I like loud pipes, but I think this bike needs to be quieter because of what it is. You know, it's not it's a performance bike. I mean, it's fast. I mean, I'll get up to top speed. Well, I think it would run like 110 easily. I don't even know what the specs are on this thing. But it's not sketchy in the turns. It's very neutral handling. It doesn't. Now when I get up to 5,000 RPM, I'm doing about 60 miles an hour at 5,000 RPM, according to this tach. This is mechanical tach. It's a little bit louder. I think I'd rather be cruising like 4,500. Vibration, it's nil. I don't feel hardly anything. Nothing in the feet, nothing in the seat. But like I said, the seat's really cushy. It's got the big old round mirrors. I think Honda just came out with, let's see what's going on here. And gentleman didn't want to say hello. Anyway, they came out with the new 1000F, CB750F, which is supposed to emulate this bike. And I guess similar colors. It looks kind of cool. But I'm not ready for any more bikes. Let me just shut this, get this whatchamacallit off the choke. Don't need it anymore. I like going through the gears on this thing. Like I said, it's a little bit loud. Like I said, if I owned the bike, I would probably put a longer mufflers on it. You can get Chinese-made stuff that would look very close to the original, very close, except for like the very end of it, where the end of the tailpipe or the end of the muffler looks. But it would be the same length, and it would be a lot quieter. And I think I would do this if I owned the bike, but. You know, they're not expensive. Maybe my buddy, if he decides to ride it, well, I'm going to do that. But like, he never rides it. I'm the only. I've restored this about a couple years ago. He's taken it out zero. He's just went around the block. That's it. You know, just in the neighborhood, maybe a mile. I've had it out I've probably put about 50 miles, 60 miles on it, maybe a little more. Because I like to take it out every so often because it needs to be ridden. You know, I like to go run through the gas, put fresh gas in it. You know that the worst thing you can do on a bike is just let it sit. You know, it does once in a while. The carburetor will the float sticks on one of the carbs. I'm not sure which one. So you have to make sure you turn the valve off, the shut-off valve, which is in excellent shape. Which my 650, that was beat up on the 650. And between the two bikes, you know, I have the 77 KZ. I'll show you a picture of that thing. And this one, I think I'd rather ride this every day. It's more comfortable. And it's faster. Yeah, I just love going through the gears. And this bike is faster and it's more comfortable. As far as looks concerned, it's tough. I like them both. You know, I kind of like chopped it up, period correct. Not crazy chop. I didn't do any frame, just fenders and cleaned up the tail end a little bit, but nothing major. This is totally factory except for the exhaust and the air filter. You know, just having the pods instead of the whole filter box. But it's comfortable. We're just cruising at like 53. And yeah, it handles, as you guys can see. It's no, I mean, I don't know how it would take the turns, but it's like, it's very agile for a big bike. I forget what a bike weighs. Maybe I'll look it up and I'll put the specs in, what the horsepower is and what the weight of this vehicle is. It's a 5-speed, but you know, no ABS, no quick shifter, no traction control, nothing. Just a very visceral bike. Just, I guess, how they were made in 1979. We got the 90. Oh, 101. Not bad. So we got up to 101 on this thing. It felt pretty smooth, you know. I wouldn't have to stop in a hurry or make any crazy turns, but it was pretty smooth. Like I said, this bike's not made to do that. I shouldn't be screwing around like that, but I just wanted to see what kind of top speed it would have. But at this speed, at 50 miles an hour, it's just a pleasure to ride. All right, guys, we are just pulling up to the lake where I normally like to go. It's a nice 35-mile, 40-mile round-trip cruise. So get to break the bike in, or not break it in, but you know what I mean. Just it needs to be ridden. It's a nice ride. So we'll just kind of pull up over here. Pop this thing in neutral. Pull on the grass. Yeah. Power off. Kickstand down. I wonder what that rubber's for. Maybe you guys can fill me in on that kind of thing. And that's it, guys. So tell me what you think. Is this something you want to ride every day, or is this just something you look at your garage and wow, it's a pretty bike. You know, it's the new 1000F CB1000F. I guess they're not going to call it a Super Sport, but they call this a Super Sport. You know, it's got power. As you guys can see, I went to 101. I still have that little bit of a fuel leak. Got to fix that when I get home. It's not a big deal though. Thank God we have the little fuel shut off over here. Sometimes I just give a nice little tap on the carb, and it unsticks. Got to figure out which one it is, but it's away from everything, so it's not gonna cause any problems. Anyway, guys, that's my video. I just wanted to make. I needed to ride this thing. Haven't ridden it like so long, and it's just a really fun bike to ride. And yeah, let me know. Is it something you'd want to ride every day, or just look at it in your garage? All right, guys, later.